All right, let's talk about something that gets misunderstood all the time: protein. We're going to dive into why it's not just for the gym buffs, but literally for every single one of us, every single day.
You know the stereotype, right? The one that says protein is only for people who live at the gym. It's probably one of the biggest myths out there. And honestly, it's just a tiny, tiny piece of the real story.
Okay, but here's the real deal. Protein isn't just something you add to your body, it pretty much is your body. I'm talking about the very building blocks of your hair, your skin, your immune system, you name it. It is, quite literally, what you are made of.
So, that brings up a really important question, doesn't it? If protein is this crucial, are you actually getting enough? The surprising answer for millions of people is probably not.
And when you do get enough protein, the benefits are things you can actually feel every day. We're talking about real muscle strength for your daily activities, healthier hair and skin, a stronger immune system, and even a helping hand with managing your weight. This isn't some abstract health concept. This is your actual quality of life we're talking about. Now, on the flip side, what happens when you're not getting enough? Well, the signs can be sneaky. You know those things we usually just blame on stress, like feeling weak, getting sick all the time, maybe your hair is falling out more, or you're just struggling to lose weight. These are all little signals that your body is missing its number one building block.
So, why is this protein gap so incredibly common? Well, a big part of it comes down to what's on our plates. A lot of our diets, especially here in India, are really heavy on carbs. And look, carbs are delicious and they fill you up, but they often leave very little room for high-quality protein.
And this chart right here, it just perfectly shows you the scale of the problem. See that tiny little bar on the left? That's the amount of protein in a pretty typical meal. And that big, tall bar on the right? Yeah, that's what an average adult actually needs every single day. That massive gap between the two, that's where all the problems we just mentioned really start. Let's get even more specific so you can really see what I mean. Think about a classic, comforting meal, 2 rotis with some sabzi. That meal gives you only about 6 to 8 grams of protein. Now that's a start, for sure, but as you're about to see, it's a very small one. Because here's the number we're actually aiming for. The average adult needs somewhere between 50 and 70 grams of protein a day. Now compare that to the 6 to 8 grams from that meal. You'd have to eat almost 10 of those meals to even get close. The math just doesn't add up, right? Okay, so that's the problem. But here's the good news. Closing this gap is so much easier than you probably think. So let's get into your daily playbook and figure out exactly how to do it. And here are the tools you're going to use. The options are everywhere and they're super accessible, whether you're a vegetarian or not. We're talking about everyday foods like dal, chana, paneer, or on the non-veg side, eggs and chicken. The key here is to start thinking of these not as just side dishes, but as total essentials for every meal. Now, here is the single most effective strategy I can give you. Don't try to cram all your protein into one huge dinner. It's way, way better to spread it out. Just aim to have a source of protein every 3 to 4 hours. This keeps your body consistently fueled and helps you maintain muscle all day long. Okay, but even with the best plan, there are a couple of myths that always pop up and can stop you in your tracks. So before we finish up, we have to clear these roadblocks out of the way so you can move forward feeling totally competent. This is probably the number one concern people have when they hear eat more protein. Won't it damage my kidneys? And you know what? It's a really serious question, and it deserves a straight, science-backed answer. And here's that clear answer. For a person with healthy, normally functioning kidneys, a higher protein intake is not harmful. This is really only a concern for people who already have a kidney condition. If that's you, then of course you should follow your doctor's specific advice. All right, here's the second big one, and it's super relevant for so many of us. Can vegetarians really get enough protein? Is it even possible to hit that 50 to 70 gram target without eating meat? The answer is absolutely 100% yes. It just takes a little bit of smart planning. By consciously making sure you include things like dal, paneer, chana, and curd in your meals throughout the day, hitting your protein goals is totally, completely achievable. All right, so we've covered the why, the what, and we've busted the big myths. Now let's just boil this all down to one simple, powerful action you can take, starting tomorrow. This is it. That's all you have to do. Don't even worry about overhauling your entire diet just yet. Just start with breakfast. Your one and only mission is to add one source of protein to whatever you're eating tomorrow morning. That's it. That's the first domino.
And so I'll leave you with this question, just for you. What's it going to be tomorrow? Maybe a scoop of curd? A handful of peanuts? A glass of milk? Honestly, what you choose is less important than the act of choosing itself. So make that choice right now. Which protein will you add?